Welcome to the Wicklanders-Zalowski Interviewing Tip, presented by the International Association of Interviewers. Hi, I'm Chris Norris, Director of Webinar Training, WZ Europe and International Training at Wicklanders-Zalowski & Associates. Today's tip, we'd like to talk about telephone interviewing and a couple basic tips that go along with conducting a non-confrontational interview over the telephone. First and foremost, what I want to remind you of is that just because we're on the telephone, we don't change our tactics. We're still going to utilize what we're familiar with when we sit face-to-face with an individual. We just take those same tactics and apply it to the phone. So we utilize non-confrontational, in other words, introductory statement, rationalizing, building credibility, showing understanding, just like face-to-face. A couple tactical tips that I could give you, though, are, first and foremost, what we want to do is have our subject on a landline. Now, for those of you that might be thinking, well, Chris, my witness needs to hear both sides of the conversation. I get that. I understand it. One of the ways that you can accomplish what we're saying works well is, and satisfy your company policy, is just not only have your subject on the landline, but have your witness on a different landline, calling in on a conference call. The reason we want our subject on a landline is your voice is in their ear. It's a much more intimate, more private conversation. Your voice isn't echoing throughout the hall, and it allows them to speak to you very calmly and casually, as well as placing the microphone right next to their mouth, allowing you to pick up on some more subtle changes in behavior. What we're going to do on our end is we will begin the conversation on the speakerphone. The reason we choose to begin on the speakerphone is there's a point during the conversation what we'll end up doing is go from the stale speakerphone to suddenly picking up the handset and creating closeness, closing the gap, physically moving closer to the person we're talking to, even though they might be miles and miles away. The last tip we can give is, how do you know whether that subject is actually paying attention to you? How can you evaluate their behavior? What we're going to do is utilize what we call an engagement technique. Hey, you there, listening in and paying attention to this tip? What do you think of that? That's an engagement technique. What we'll do is we'll say their name, ask a simple closed-ended question. Something like, do you see where I'm coming from? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Do you understand what I mean by that? These simple little engagement techniques allow me to accomplish two things. Number one, I know the subject is listening to me because every time I ask that closed-ended question with the engagement technique, they acknowledge me. The second is it allows me to read their behavior, where early on they may have been giving me the yeah, uh-huh, no, okay. Later in the conversation, I'm hearing, yeah, I know, okay. There's a big change in their demeanor. Those are some good tips for telephone interviewing. Thanks for tuning in to today's IAI interview tip. We'll see you soon on another tip. Take care. Keep well. Bye.
For more information or to register for a seminar today, visit us online at w-z.com or call us at 800-222-7789.